Alright, so we're going to explore everything there is to explore in this school. I'm going through everything again. I'm going to click on every little thing, and if there's anything interesting that I come across, I will be sure to show it to you. From the bottom of my heart, I just really want to... Maybe I'll just bust it to hell for real. This locker, this is where we first found Alter Ego, which ended up saving my life. I swear I will solve the mystery of this school for the sake of all my friends that died. I just realized I haven't taken a bath since I rolled around in all that trash. I could really use a nice bath to clear my head, but there's no time. It's so hot. Makes it hard to even focus. I feel like I'm slowly losing my mind. You know, if they pronounce Thursday like Tharsday, that'd be kind of funny. Yeah, it would. You know, all this time a swimsuit's been here, I never found out whose it was. Let's see. Ah, it has Hero's name written on it. I've been lied to in so many ways. There's a bunch of magazines in here. I guess that's a good way to kill time while you're doing your laundry. Yes, that's what normal people do. We never did find a body in any of the washing machines. Still surprises me. How can they afford all this stuff? Are they making that much money off their damn killing game broadcasts? That's the only way I could think of for them to be able to buy all this. Whoever they are, they must be an adult. A dirty, awful, evil adult. There's all kinds of food here. Ingredients, snacks, candy, everything. But I'm sick of it all. I want to go out for dinner. I want fast food. Think of your figure, Makoto. The fridge. I wonder if I should clean it out before we leave. Sure, I guess. This is the trash room, the dump in other words. When this is all over, I'd love to toss Monokuma in there and get rid of him forever. That's how I got out of there. With any luck, I'll never wind up in there again. The smell was absolutely rancid. So, I wonder, if we can open all of the doors now, does that mean I can get into the rooms of the students that have been killed? Oh. Taka's room, the door is unlocked. But it has nothing to do with my investigation. No time for detours now. This is Kyoko's room. I think she'd be very unhappy if I just barged in without permission. This is my room. I can't afford to go in and just sit around all day. This is Byakuya's room. If I set foot inside without asking, he'd feed me to the vultures. Sayaka's room. The door is unlocked. But it has nothing to do with my investigation. No time for detours now. Right, Sayaka? This is Hina's room. I don't want to imagine what she'd do if I went in there without telling her. Well, it's here. So I vote we go upstairs to the other dorms. Let's see what's here. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms. Which means I have to do it. This is the second floor of the dorms. Looks like some ancient ruins. Or, no, it's more like a battlefield, like a bomb blew up here or something. Oh, there's some blood. There's not much we can get into here. That door's blocked. That door's blocked. Oh, this is somebody's old bedroom. Still got the metal plates. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore, it's just garbage. I opened a door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. And then this room looks like it's a complete bust. There's nothing in here. Blood everywhere. What's up? Okay, there's a turn down here. There is more to this floor. This is the girls' bathroom. Even in a place like this, I can't bring myself to go in. Wait. What the hell is that? There's a weird symbol of an eye for some reason. Let me check out this bathroom real quick. This is a very nice looking bathroom for a rubble-strewn dormitory floor. Like, they almost forgot to mess this up, like there's even fish floating around in it. Weird. Is that a giraffe coming out of a locker? What the hell? This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hope's Peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. There's metal plates over some of them. Why? There's a metal plate mounted to the locker. I really want to know what's inside, but there's no way. It's over here. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even going to bother trying. Because effort. Go get the pickaxe or something, Makoto, and hammer the damn thing open. Wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... No luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. You're assuming that. Wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. It's a card reader. Must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar. This is all stuff we've read already. Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... No luck. Alright. It looks like this locker is already broken. Okay, so none of these lockers work with my card reader. I don't think this locker's gonna open. It looks like you could probably pry that door open, Makoto, if you tried. Can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying. So, is that it then? I can't get in any of these lockers. I don't know if this means anything, but I think there's 6 lockers that can be opened that aren't destroyed, and there's 6 students left. Nice lighting. Well, this is the end of the line. Well, this place looks fancy. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko.
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh, regret. It's a nice ass room. That looks like a fake door, just looking at the indentation. A leather chair. I can't imagine a student using something like this. It must have been the headmaster's. Desk is home to a computer. It must belong to the headmaster. There's a PC on the desk. It must belong to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair.
However...
There's not much though, nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. How much to it is there?
Whew.
But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
Correct.
I see. That's a good outlook to have. The ultimate despair has been added. I'm guessing this group is what's left of Fenrir, because that's the only thing that makes sense, really. Said they disappeared. Huh, there's a strange gap in the wall. Is this some kind of design mistake or a construction defect or something?
So...
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I could feel a breeze coming through. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space, does that mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
Very easy trick, yes. So easy I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right. That's not nearly enough to go on.
It's true.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password.
Whew.
When I think of how much time I wasted on this. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password. Knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. It's a very simple password there, Mr. Headmaster, if that's the case. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well?
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, do whatever you want. Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in... What? That did it. Kyoko, it worked. God, this guy doesn't know how to make a secure password at all, does he?
Why?
Kyoko. Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Oh man, there's a picture of baby Kyoko, it looks like. Hey Kyoko, I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present, wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. A lot going on in this room. Let's start at the desk. I better check out that suspicious present before I do anything. Fine, Makoto, we'll do it your way. There's a brightly colored box here. Seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why, you think it's dangerous? No, Makoto, in this place I'm sure is perfectly fine. No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath and took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... Oh man, is there like a head in there or something? Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. That's kinda right. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? Yeah, why would you think this would be in here? What was in the box? It was wrapped up all nice, so I never would have guessed what was inside. Human bones. Care to explain yourself? Just as I thought, how could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there, human bones.
Wrong.
Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing, a dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box. Those bones. That body. That's my father. Wow, they fit all of them in that tiny box? Or at least what's left of them. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad. How do you know that? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
in other words...
that most likely my father was in this school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or, no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties. But was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Hidden room present has been added. Yeah, you are very calm about this, Kyoko. Can I look at this other stuff yet? The headmaster's desk is probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
Hey.
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
Because...
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this... It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says in case of emergency. Maybe that opens the lockers. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
A handbook with no limitations given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. That should open the lockers then. I'm assuming that's what this is. I think you're probably right.
It would seem...
It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? But Kyoko...
I
don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Okay, so that's that. Nothing else here, I'm guessing. I don't think there are any more clues here. This filing cabinet seems like the kind of place you'd find a clue. I should take a closer look. That looks nothing like a filing cabinet. That looks like a dresser. But I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger like me touching her dad's stuff.
Hey.
It's fine. Check whatever you want. Are you sure? Okay then. I went through each drawer one by one, starting from the top, but all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
Well?
It's just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind.
Now,
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. Huh? This picture... It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko.
Why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here, and now he's abandoned me again. And this time he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Photo of Kyoko and the headmaster has been added.
Hey.
Listen, Makoto. Huh. Can I ask you a favor? Favor, what is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, and I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey.
Could you leave? Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little.
Just a second.
I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad, how you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Once I've gotten myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. Well, that solves that question about the headmaster. If that's him, is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. Find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. The one leading the Hope's Peak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was the Hope's Peak headmaster. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind. Which means the mastermind's true identity is... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. 15 of us met in the mail hall. Add Makoto to the mix and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are... me, Byakuya, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. It can't be Byakuya. That would be too obvious, I think. And I don't think it's any of the others, because again, too obvious. There's going to be another twist, I think, here. Maybe it's one of the dead students. I don't know how else it could be if it's one of the students. If it's supposed to be one of the students, it would have to be either one of those ones or maybe one of the dead ones isn't dead. Alright, we're going to try this card reader again. I don't know if it's going to let me do it, but... Wonder if I can open this locker. Wait, but what about that emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try. I took the emergency handbook and ran that across a card reader and... beep. Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. This locker is totally disorganized and has a bunch of stuff that looks like it would belong to Hiro. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. Is this a deck of playing cards? No, they're tarot cards. Wait. Aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right? There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order. And dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible, I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. But the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of uneasiness I may have had evaporated. Yasuhiro Hagakure. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes, which would mean he attended classes here? That can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to this school at the same time as the rest of us, and we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? Hiro is a couple years older than everybody else because he was held back, supposedly. So maybe he was here at one point? Unless my other theory is correct, which I'll get to maybe in a minute. I'm going to check these other lockers first. Locker notebook has been added. I counted, there were 6 lockers. If everybody else here has a locker, I'm going to wonder. Looks like the locker opened. Now let's see what we've got inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue. So there maybe is something having to do with Hiro there then. Interesting. I took the emergency handbook, ran out across card reader, and beep, looks like the locker opened. Now let's see what we've got inside. This thing is practically empty. What's this? There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. But there's some writing inside, it could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I better take a look. This is not the time to worry about things like that. It looks like a girl's handwriting. And all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was. I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She says she hadn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. When I reached the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. Despair walks among us. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make sense? Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. Oh, this is getting nuts now. What the hell does this all mean? There's nothing else here. What the more I see, less sense it makes. Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving in the investigation forward, and I have to believe in everyone. Well, let's check out these other lockers yet. Alright, use the emergency handbook. It's like the locker open. Now let's see what we've got inside. Nope, don't see anything that could be a clue. Now let's see what we've got inside. Nothing in that one. I have a feeling there's not going to be anything in these other ones. Don't see anything. That's it then. These other ones we can't open. Okay, so my theory, and I don't know how this would work, but we also found like Hifumi's camera, and Hifumi didn't know how it got there. And we found Mondo had that pickaxe for some reason that had Crazy Diamond on it. We found the photographs that had everybody in the same school together. I'm wondering if somehow all of the students were in this school at one point before this game started and they just don't remember it somehow. I mean, obviously they messed with Kyoko's memories, so why not? There's nowhere else to go unless we can go talk to Kyoko, which I doubt. We'll go check. Might as well do it while I'm here. I don't know if it's gonna let me. There's all kinds of stuff I want to talk to her about, but I'd better give her some more time. Alright, fine. I think we're done with everything up here.